Hi, this is Walter again. I'm the creator of Hand and Foot Friends and Family Edition. And if you've watched the first two videos, you know we've finished the round of 50 and the round of 90. And now we're moving on to the round of 120. We've amassed a healthy lead in both of the first two rounds. And remember, when we're thinking about our score here, we want to think about not only increasing the amount that we gain or earn in terms of points, but also limiting the amount that our opponent earns here. So as we go into the round of 120, we're really dealing with a substantially similar situation, frankly, as a round of 50 or a round of 90. The big difference, obviously, is that we have to meet our initial meld of 120. Um, one of the things, one of the strategies that we've been talking about in both those rounds, however, is really focusing on not melding too soon and just trying to get all of the cards that we can to position ourselves so that we can meld all at once and get our foot, or pick up the pile if an opponent discards a card that we have two naturals for. So we're not going to change any of our strategy, even though we have to meet a higher initial meld threshold. So let's go ahead and draw here, and we've got two sevens. So let's just take a real quick look. We've got two nines here. We've got an 8 as a singleton, 5 sevens, which is great. Pair of sixes, 3 fours, and again another singleton with a 5. And we've got two threes and just one wild card. So the great thing about this is these threes are just perfect discards, the best possible discard that we can have. So we've got a couple of those. So we'll have some easy decisions. Just remember to pay attention though to what your opponent is discarding. So they discard a queen. So just remember that, because that could be something, if we had a queen, that we might want to discard at some point. We got an ace and a 4 here. So that's good, but another singleton, but we still have an easy decision because we have a 3. So we'll discard that. Okay, so it looks like the Seymour, our computer opponent, has discarded both a queen and a jack. Okay, so we got another 4 and another singleton here. So they haven't melded, the computer opponent hasn't melded yet. We don't have a queen or a jack. So we're really just kind of discarding blind to some extent. So let's just pick something that we have a singleton for, a 5, 8, king, or ace. Let's go with the lowest. In this situation, let's just go with the lowest point value card. So get rid of that 5. Looks like we're okay. We passed it there. And he's got an 8 here. So this is good because we have an 8 that we might be able to discard as well next time. So we got a queen and a wild card. So remember, he did discard a queen before, so we could do the queen or 8. Let's do the 8 since that was the more recent discard. Okay. Discard a 3 there, so that's a good discard. And look, we get an easy discard again because we have a 3. And it was good that we didn't discard that queen because it looks like we got a second one there. Okay, discarding a king. And we've got one of those. So let's see here. Oh, jack and a king. So here the computer player has discarded a king. We've got 2 of them. We could break them up for our discards, or we could keep them. Let's just go ahead and try to avoid the computer player picking up. So I'm just going to break up those kings for now. And it looks like Seymour is just going to decide to go ahead and start making their initial meld to get to 120. So it looks like he's doing 5 sevens, 4 fives, 4 fours. Wow, that's impressive. If you can meld all naturals for a round of 120, that's pretty good. Didn't have to use any wild cards. So the good thing that this does is it gives us a chance to see some things that we could discard because he probably doesn't have any more of those in his hand. And a good example of this is this 5 here. Just use that 5 for melding. So that's probably going to make a good discard. So I'm going to discard that 5. And good, he wasn't able to pick up. He's discarding another king. Boy, yeah. So let's just go ahead and stick with the kings. Discard. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to pick that up. That's good. He discards a 5. Well, that's an interesting move. I'm not sure why he would do that if he has that there. but it's possible he's filled up with wild cards. I'm not sure there, but that is a little bit peculiar behavior. We got a 4. Look at this. We've got 6 4s here. So let's just take an assessment of where we are and whether or not we could do all our melds here. So we're fine with 4s. We could do all that. We're fine with 7s. But we'd have to use 1, 2, 3, 4 5 wild cards. And we only have 3 wild cards because we only have 2 of the aces, queens, jacks, 9s, and 6s. So remember, kings seem to be a good discard before, so let's continue using those. Yep, that's good. We keep missing them. And 8 and queen. So this was good. I do remember he was discarding 8 before, so that would probably be our best bet here. And it's also our only singleton, so that's good for us. Great, so we keep missing him, which is good. He's going to play his 10s and 6s. Wow, and 9s. Okay. And look, finally, he gives us something that we want. So let's go ahead and pick this up. But just realize when we pick this up, we are going to have to meet our meld of 120. So with this queen and here and the 3 that we have here, that's going to be 30 points here, plus that queen, that's 40 points. So we could easily then do the 2 aces for 60 and then 80. And then just this joker here would give us 130 and definitely get us over here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to put that extra queen there. I'll put these 2 aces because they're our highest point value cards. Will get us to our meld threshold quickly. And we're good. And look at all those kings that we got now. So we can choose to use those as good discards or actually meld them. So we know the 8s have been playing well. So let's go that. And he's only got 1 card anyway. So, okay, so now Seymour is playing through. So we do want to be careful here because he's getting into his foot faster than us. And look at this. He's already made 1 unnatural canasta, and he's very close to making another natural canasta. So what this is suggesting to me is that we need to move quickly to save pace because he's only got 5 cards and he's 1 card away. So now we kind of want to move into a little bit of quick mode here and start getting our cards down just in case, to avoid like a really disaster scenario where he ends up going out on us. So I'm going to play everything I can, especially we have all these 4s here. So let's get those down. And we still have 3 wild cards. Just he's spooking me out a little bit just because he's so close. So I'm going to go ahead and play and get down as much as possible. And we know 10's going to be a great discard because he's already got a canasta in it. And so if you have a canasta in it already, even if he had 2 10s in his hand, he couldn't pick it up because he's already made a canasta. Okay, so hopefully he's not going to go out too quickly, and that's good that he didn't. He wasn't able to meld anything, and we got the 3. And let's see if we can get our foot now. And we sure can. Look at this. We'll put the ace here. We'll put the 9 there, and then we'll discard the 5. And I don't think he's going to be picking that up. This is interesting. This 2 times in a row now where he wasn't able to play anything. So that's good for us. So let's see if we get lucky here. Maybe we can go out on him. Unfortunately, we didn't get any 4s, so that's disappointing. But maybe we can get close with the 7 and look at this. We can get our natural with the queens here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we can get our unnatural with let's just see how close we can get here. Oh, we can get our unnatural with our 9s. So we've landed into a very nice foot here. We can put our 6s here. We can't do the 5s. And then we've got a joker and a wild card. So what we could do is, we can't go out yet, right? Because we have a 10, an 8, and a 5. If we were nervous that he could go out on us, we could go ahead and make like maybe 1 more canasta. Well, technically we could make 2 more canastas, but I'm going to risk it a little bit. I'm going to make one as a conservative move and get our aces here, but I'm going to leave the 7s and 4s here, hoping that we can draw them. And I'm going to keep this wild card here just for flexibility. Now again, I'm taking a little bit of risk because technically he could get a good card and end up going out on us. But because I can't go out anyway, I'm going to roll the dice a little bit and see if we can get some of those naturals. And we got very lucky again. He's getting stuck here. Oh, whoa, look at that. That's too bad. We ended up using a wild card and an ace when we just drew them. But, you know, we didn't know what that was going to be. So we'll go ahead and play these. I'm going to just play one of them for now, just to give us a flexibility of, remember, we do need a discard to go out. So I'm going to keep one of those. I'm going to meld one and keep one just extra. Let's get rid of this 5. It's possible, see, that he has 2 aces or 2 8s there. So we don't want to give him that. Let's give him the 5, where it's highly unlikely he'd pick that up. Okay, I made the natural canasta of 6 and the unnatural of 9. And so now we're pretty much tied in terms of number of canastas, but he's still not able to go out. So because he's got 2 6s here too, I'm thinking we might want to go out because he's just very close to being able to make some extra canastas just like we are. So if we can go out, I think it's a good idea to, but unfortunately we can't here. So I'm going to roll the dice one more time here and not use my wild card yet. Hopefully we don't get burned. And the reason why I'm likely to roll my dice here is he's not getting down to like 1 card. So he still has 5 cards here. So something must be preventing. We got another ace. Get some points there. So let's get rid of this 5. Okay, here we go. Starting a new melded jacks. Oh, and oh boy, he's going to go out here. That's too bad. Okay, so maybe I didn't make the best decision there. And he actually ended up beating us by 10 points. You know, maybe looking back, I could have made another extra canasta there, but I did go to risk it. And, you know, frankly, we have a healthy lead. So I still probably do that same thing again, but recognize that it was a risk. And since I couldn't go out anyways, I thought it was worth taking the risk for. So that was the end of our 120 round. And join us for the next video where we'll do our final round of 150.